Welcome, 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 everyone, to the MPCA Dream Team Hangout webinar. We're here every Monday night. We've been here every Monday night since this is our 24th Hangout. Actually, we had one on Sunday, but other than that, you know, we've been here every week, literally every week. So my name's NG Gavin. The reason why I'm in a singlet because I'm sitting here in Thailand and it's really, really hot. So if there's anyone gets offended that I'm a bit underdressed, please understand that it is hot here. So welcome everyone to the webinar, and this is webinar 24. Time flies when you're having fun. That's what we do. We just get onto these webinars, we wing it, we talk about everything, and then we get to the point that we just, hey, we're here to talk about MPCA. We're just having fun, and that's what it's about. Having fun, making money, and living our life the way we want to live it. So, guys, we're gonna do the usual, because even though we shoot these webinars all the time, not everyone gets to see who we are, and it's a learning experience because every time we do a new hangout, we learn something about someone else that we didn't know prior. Even though we've done 24 hangouts already, we still learn about new people and about what's happening in our lives and in our business. So that's what it's about. So we're gonna start with the main man from the land of the rising sun, Dennis, aka Dennis from Japan. Welcome, Dennis. How's your day been?
Hey man, it's been awesome. It's been a crazy busy 2 or 3 days. Teenage granddaughter dropped by, and then the 4-year-old granddaughter joined, and then a couple people came over to sign up in MPCA, and I was like, my granddaughter, she dropped from exhaustion. She played so much, and I dropped from all the activity. But I got my live video in at the last second, man. My wife goes, "What are you doing?" Got to get that live video in before I go to bed. So got that in. So we're doing pretty good. But from the map behind me is Japan. You can see that it's not that hot here. Based on what I'm wearing. Okay, and that's me, man. Looking forward to hearing from the rest of the guys here.
Yeah, always pleasure to have you on. And you've got a pretty smart granddaughter, because she's already asking to, for you to put her, some Bitcoin in the piggy bank for her when she gets older. Is that right?
Well, not only that, then the young one, the 5-year-old who wants the Bitcoin for her 5th birthday, that got overheard by the teenage granddaughter, and now she wants Bitcoin for her 14th birthday. Coming up.
Well, if both of them, by the time they hit 18, they're going to be like millionaires. So they're going to be like, but it's crazy how they just know so much, and they're just still young and they're absorbing this stuff. So it's always good to see your videos and to get an insight of what's happening, especially from Japan and your journey. So that's what it's about. We're learning new stuff all the day, and it's awesome. We even saw Grandma the other day on video. So I'm assuming that after that video, you got a few more. She threw you over her shoulder a few more times.
Well, yeah, I went to the hospital actually this morning because she just about broke my left foot.
Oh, well, that's the price you're going to pay, but it's all good. It's all for a good cause. Once you start counting that Bitcoin, I'm sure that all will be forgiven. So thanks for coming on board as usual, Grandpa. So we're going to move along to our next guest, Pasha from the UK. Mate, for those that don't know you, if you could just mention a little bit about yourself and your journey so far.
Thank you. I came to Revshares probably like about a year and 5 months ago, something like that. I was looking for ways to make money online. Basically, I had a failed business, and I worked as a waiter for like about 8 years in total. That was before and after my business as well. So it was just kind of like, it was just a kind of combination of wanting to do what I wanted for my life, because I have a dream of being an actor. So I'm doing that as well. And I studied last year for a whole year full time. So at the same time, I was like working as a waiter after I'd had my business. I'd lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money and a lot of time, 5 years in my business. And I didn't make £1. But you know, you learn from it. You learn from everything. So you know, it's enabled me to look forward and actually give me the impetus to, you know, to look online and see, okay, there's got to be some way to make money online. There's got to be some way. So you know, and you don't need to have a degree or some advanced understanding of how the technical side works. You know, I just started to get into the marketing through, you know, Revshares. That was the main thing for me, and now just expanding out of that, I guess, because at the beginning I think it's just, you know, you're looking for a way to make money, and you don't really know what you're doing. So when you see that you can start off with a Revshare and you can get paid without really doing anything, you know, it's quite something else. There's like a shift in your brain there, and you see that, oh, wait a minute, you know, and it's not going to take 3-4 years to make money. I can start making money within, you know, 4 or 5 months, you know. So yeah, so and it's great for me. I love it. You know, I've got my time is mine, and yeah, I'm going on holiday tomorrow to Gran Canaria for like 5 days with my friends. So, which is great. My girlfriend can't come, unfortunately, which is really shit. I really wanted her to, but she's got a lot of other commitments at the moment. But yeah, I'm going away for 5 days, and I'm going to be out there in the sun and still earning. So happy days, yeah.
Oh, awesome, man. You'll have to make sure you shoot some videos, Pasha, of
yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be spectacular. So, yeah. But I wanted to just quickly ask you, you know, from your experience from your offline business, I know personally from my experience from when I had my offline business, you know, you take the experiences that you learn, you know, whether they were good or bad, or positive or negative, you're still gonna learn from it, right? And would you say that you're probably richer now in the experience, even though it probably didn't work out? The experience you have from an offline business coming online, like, does that help you?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, it's helped me immensely, actually, because I worked hard every day. It was what I had was actually it was a convenience store, you know, like a retail store, and it was like I was there 7, 8 in the morning, pretty much 6 or 7 days a week. You know, and yeah, just the benefits of having that behind me. I mean, you know, just going in every day, even though I didn't make money, because it was at a difficult time. I started in like 2009.
The worst time.
Not a great time with the recession and stuff. And ideally, I wanted to get in and out in like 2 or 3 years max. It was to get in and get focused, get some money behind me, because I was actually going to go away to like America to study and stuff, to do acting over there, you know, to LA and things, because it's not cheap. But yeah, for me, it was a way to do that. I wasn't able to do that, unfortunately, but I've still got my training now. So, but basically, yeah, I mean, the lessons I learned is that, you know, you just have to turn up and keep grinding every day. I mean, I didn't get anything out of it, but that's something that I can translate, and I do translate into my business online now, is that, you know, I'm getting more and more consistent all the time, I feel, especially in the last few months. So it's just a case of just putting your head down and doing the work every day, and just sticking to it. And that's definitely helped me, because having that offline experience to translate it across, you know, it's just life experience and how to talk to people, and, you know, how to present yourself, and it's all the things that you learn in life. I think there's so much experience you can use that you can just direct. And I think a lot of people don't really think about this. They can just actually take their whole experience and just plug it into online business. But there's probably a little bit of time where there's a disconnect between you know, starting online with Revshares or online marketing, whatever it is, and using yourself and putting the two together, you know, like branding yourself and using it. I think once you start to do that, like we see with you, NG Gavin and Grandpa and stuff, you know, and Tommy, you know, Ralph, Bursha here, like once you start doing that and your personality comes across, then, you know, and your experience, you can give more. You know, and I'm 34 years old. I was like, I had that business for like 5 years, so, and worked as a waiter and stuff for years and stuff. So I've had a lot of people experience. So I think for me, that's a strength. You know, but the lifestyle is definitely better now, because you can really take care of yourself better, and you're not stuck going to, you know, 8, 10, 12, whatever hours a day working for someone else. So, yeah.
Yeah, man, absolutely. I can totally relate to that, because I had a business for like 8 years, and I would work weekends too. So that experience is just, you know, it's like they say, how do you succeed in a small business? Well, you start a large business and you fail that first, and then you become successful in a small business. But honestly, taking that to online, like online is still hard, but I'm telling you, offline business, I mean, that's where, you know, that's where you really become, you know, a real business person, is when you
totally
when you screw up, you know, and then creditors ring you. It was like, oh, you got to pay your bill. Where's our monthly? You know, for you.
Yeah, I know that. I know that very well. I mean, the thing is as well, it's you know, you realize how much you actually realize the cost of things. You really do when you've got like council tax or business tax to pay, and you know, like tax, VAT, and your purchases and all this stuff, and then your bills, energy, and everything. It's like, wow. But you know, when you come online, there's none of that really. I mean, you just there's no expenses. There's no expenses. But for me, you know, to translate to that, like, you need to spend money on these things, just like you spend money on light and gas and electricity for a business. You know, getting the right tools for online. You know, like whether it's like, you know, like Get Response for like a landing page, things like that. You know, these are things that you need to put a little bit of money out for, because the return on that is massive, you know, and it helps you to brand yourself, so it's like, it's understanding what you need to do and when, you know. Yeah,
absolutely, man. And it's like, if you've had a business background before, people get it. They get it. They know that they got to spend money to make money. They need tools to automate it or to semi-automate it to make it easier. But at the end of the day, it's still, you know, high touch. It's still like face to face, like Dennis does in Japan. You know, they sit down, they discuss for hours on end before they even you know, get to a point where the person that is looking at joining the business is even, you know, considering or putting any sort of starting. So face to face, that's how it's done in the old school way, but it's still done this way. And on online business, like, for those that are out there that promote automated systems and funnels and all that stuff is great. But at some point, there has to be what I call high touch, and that is face-to-face conversations on the phone, exactly what we're doing now. It has to be that high-touch connection, because that's where the sale is made. Someone believes you, trusts you, they join your business.
Exactly.
Thanks for those insights, because you know, this sort of stuff we talk about is exactly what people need to hear, because there's a misconception of what is happening out there, and we just want to educate people to so then they can then use these webinars and what we learn to move forward. So, well, Ralph, I can't see you because it's a black screen, but I'm told that you've now got a shirt on, and even though it's very hot down in Thailand where you are. Mate, for those that don't know you, you're also a fellow Thai person, or Thai person expat living in Thai. Can you just maybe share a little bit about yourself? Maybe whereabouts do you live, or how's your journey so far?
Yes, of course. So as you said, I'm living in Thailand now for 2.5 years, and I was born in Germany. I was working in Germany over 30 years in financial industry, some banks, and mostly as a financial consultant or financial planner, and some personal situations and some health problems made me to think new, and that was 10 years ago, and so it made me think about what is your purpose in life. And some people call it the midlife crisis, you know, but I today see it as a very wake-up moment. And so I say, so what is all the hustle and bustle about, you know? So what is really important for you and not for someone else you're working for, or you're doing something, whatever. So what are you looking for? And I was focusing on this with some seminars and doing meditation and doing yoga. And though I come to the point to say, just go what your butt is telling you, what your heart is telling you, and follow your path, you know. And when I look now backwards, this was the best thing that could happen in my life, because this is what brought me here. And some people say, yeah, must be boring just to relax or to enjoy or to go to places, or most people only go for holidays. But with this kind of mindset, with this feeling, it's just, yeah, I really, every morning I wake up and I only say thank you, thank you, thank you. And another day I can experience, and another day I can follow my passion, you know. And so it is with business too. So I'm really grateful what you just mentioned before, that it's not that easy to make money online as sometimes people make try to convince you. So it's still work, and still needs to be disciplined, and to have a passion to really do something, and not just say, okay, make a few clicks and then go to the beach and money will come directly to you without any effort. No, that's not working. So even when we call it laptop lifestyle, the people cannot see what is really behind this, how much discipline, how much failures we all go through, we all went through. And but the thing is, yeah, every time you stumble, just go up again and follow your path, and then it will lead you to wherever you want to, and you will reach everything you're dreaming of. So I'm quite excited. It's hot here, as you said, yes, but this is the Thailand summer. It's around 105 Fahrenheit today, and but we made the best of it. We went to cinema and we had 3 hours of air condition and a nice movie, so we enjoyed it and had a good day so far.
Yeah, that's awesome, Ralph. I'm the same. Every now and again, we pop into the cinema, and it's cheap. The cinemas are real cheap, 200 to 200 baht, depends on where you stay, and that's like, you know, between $4 to $8. So very cheap, great lifestyle. But like you said, to get to that point where you can then live online and earn a full-time income online, the road is less traveled. All right, the road is less traveled, and it takes a lot to get here, but once you get here, it's worth it. It's absolutely 100% worth it. It is so worth it. And every day I'm the same with you, Ralph. I just wake up and I'm just like, wow, you know, I feel like I'm in heaven. I don't even know what heaven looks like, but I feel like I'm there. So awesome to have you on board again, Ralph. So fantastic. And I'll probably catch up with you in June, because we're going to do an inland trip to Thailand and Pattaya and all that sort of good stuff. And I'll about to get to fly my drone, and then hopefully we'll meet up with you and your girlfriend, and my girlfriend can talk to your girlfriend in Thai, and we can talk about business. So, okay, awesome, Ralph. So let's move on to the next next guy that doesn't need any introduction, from the city that never sleeps, the Big Apple. You know, we're talking about my boy Tommy. You know, superstar at the MPA event. Everyone knows him, and everyone's probably had a drink with him. But just in case, for those that don't know you, Tommy, maybe you could share a little bit about yourself and your journey so far.
Well, first of all, $4 to watch a movie, that's pretty cheap. Over here, you got to add $10 more on top of that to watch a movie. Pretty expensive over here. But I'm Tommy from New York, the hustle and bustle, fast-paced city, and I've been living the laptop lifestyle for the past 10 years, doing online and offline advertising for a website. And I was never really enjoying the laptop lifestyle because I was always working. You know, every time my boss sends me an email, I have to get to that email within 2 hours, and I have to take care of it. And I have to send emails out. I have to set up banners. I have to edit and upload photos onto the website so the consumers could see it. So I never really enjoyed it. You know, I would go on vacation and stuff like that, but then, yeah, I will always work around the clock 24 hours a day. So I never really had a day off in the past 10 years. Wow. So recently, I just quit my job about 4 months ago, and awesome. I'm just like enjoying, you know, the smartphone lifestyle. I could just get on my phone, click my ads, and buy my ad packs, and pretty much do it from there. So I've been an MPA since November, going on 6 months now. I just recently hit 1,350 ads, and I'm pretty much closing in on 1,400 by this week. And then once I'm done with that, I'm definitely gonna go full speed into MPCA and just smash that, just knock it out the ballpark from there. And you know, listening to NG Gavin and the rest of these guys on the roster, and definitely this is like it's like a different roster every week, and you know, it's like a real team. Like some people get fouled out, and then other people have to substitute in. So I definitely like it. It's teamwork. I like it.
Yeah, man. It's I think the hardest thing for me was the transition. I mean, you know, there was one time that I think last year that I just woke up one time and I woke up frantically at night I think early in the morning. I was like, shit, I got to get to work. You know, so you got to slap yourself out of that because you don't no longer work. You don't have to be anywhere. You don't have to be answer to anyone. You're in full control of, you know, your business and your life and your destiny, and that's what I love about it. So look, if you know, maybe the weather sort of scared you away from Thailand after listening to Ralph, but I'm sure there's plenty of spots. But you just sit on the beach, and then once you finish at the beach, you just come back to your unit, your pad, and which is cheap, and then you just crank on the air conditioned, man, play your PlayStation or do what you want to do, right? But it's definitely awesome. So if you do come to Thailand, you're most welcome to hang out with me. Just don't live next to me. But you know, it's all good. You got Ralph there as well, down near the bottom of Bangkok. Yeah, so there's a lot of people here. So looking forward to it. It's going to be a great year for you, Tommy, and you're going to leave that full-time job. You won't even think of it. I say it's like, does everyone remember those 15-inch monitors? You know, they weren't an LCD. It was like an actual CRT one. It was like the huge friggin' thing that we used to watch have our computers on. Well, I it's like that, right? It's like having one of those, and then you got like a 21-inch LCD, you know, which is just big ass, and it's got a like really thin. It's going from your day job is like going from a 15-inch prehistoric dinosaur CRTV screen to an LCD, right? 21-inch, where you can see everything. You do not ever go back. You don't ever go back. That's what it's like. So, Tommy, welcome to the laptop lifestyle, my friend. So, with that said, we're going to move on to our final guest. This guy needs no introduction because he's got so much energy. He brings energy to these live streams, to these hangouts, and he's jumped on every time because he's still working a job. He still works being a cab driver, but he still makes time to come on these. And mate, did you get a haircut or something?
I did.
Awesome. Well, mate, for those that don't know who you are, Bursha, can you just maybe say a few words about yourself and your journey, because it's really starting to evolve now.
Yeah, no dramas at all. Good day from Adelaide, guys. It's a Bursha here, and I hope you all are well. And I was sleeping, Gavin. I just and I told my wife to wake me up around 9:15, 8:30. I think she went to bed with the kids, and then she totally forgot, and then she's sleeping as well. And then I look at the time. I said, "Shit, that's 9:35, right?" And I just that's why I'm a little bit aloof, because I just got up. It's great. For me, I think last 4 webinars, I didn't even explain that, exactly. But I take a little, not much time, but I quickly explain, because I'm going to relate to Pasha and you, because I lost a lot of money in business as well for last 3-4 years, right? But I born and raised in India for 21 years, and then I moved to England. I lived there for 6 years. I worked in a different area, especially in the hospitality industry. I worked there for 6 years, but I had my own business in between, and that was great. Yeah, that was like a Subway franchise. Like I had a core franchise with somebody. I was 23 back then. I was the youngest co-franchise when I used to go to the meetings. It was working fantastic. I made a lot of money back then, right? But I actually built a Subway from the scratch from day one. It was like a 54-seater Subway, and I trained staff, you know, and I did it day in, day out. It was like 3-4 hours, you know, sleep, and you know, win a lot of awards and things like that. I didn't even knew back then, like, you know, now I'll think back and then think about it. I was like, man. But anyway, in a couple of years after, I think, you know, I'm not gonna go into it, but I stopped up, and then broke up with the partnership, things like that. I just moved on from there, and then I think I came back from there 2007. And then I came to Australia for 2008, study here for a couple of years, got my residency done. And, you know, in the meantime, in 2011, I met my wife, got married, and then, you know, she was in a teaching background. She said to me, you got a really, like, you have a good teaching skills, just, you know, get into teaching. I said, really, I can do it? She said, yeah, you can. And then how I got into teaching back in 2012, right? So the things were, you know, but always had my worked ass off. It's just crazy. Like, you know, it's been 15 years, but it's just a roller coaster, right? But I loved it. I loved it, right? And what happened? I think 2014, after my little boy was born. First one was daughter, but my boy Georges was born, and I think my wife said to me, I want to open up a cake shop. I said, it's only 5 months, you know, but I wasn't really into it, but I said, let's do it. And we did it. And, you know, it becomes really difficult with the kids, and I quit the job. I don't know, man. It was just things like, I don't know. It's just meant to be. Things got out of the window, blew everything, right? And got into debt, and I think I lost 150 grand, right? And you know what? I think what had happened was great. That pushed me. That pushed me to think absolutely differently. Like, you know, the things, totally different mindset, right? And that's where I start thinking about it, you know, and we sold the shop I think back in 2015. And then I started working, still working as a teaching, but working in taxi because there was so much debt, right? Working day in and day out, right? And then I start looking into things like, you know, even with the Bitcoin in April 2016, I watched a documentary of Bitcoin, but have no idea what had happened, right? Like I didn't understand at all, right? So, and I still keep grinding and grinding until December last year. One of my friends, he sent me a text message. He said to me, do you know about Bitcoin? I said, I do, I don't, right? So see what it means, right? I said, I watched the documentary, but I have no idea about it. Then we had a chat, I understand it, like, and then I glued to the screen for 15, 20 days. I actually understand in and out what a Bitcoin is, like my understanding. I watched a lot of videos of Andreas Antonopoulos, and then, you know, it just blew my mind up. And then, you know, I come across Sean Logan, and, you know, start listening to his video, watching his videos. And then that's all it started. And then first I actually put my Bitcoin into mining, and then I realized that when I come across Revshare, Uday, Nara, that's where my actually interest get into deep, like, you know, that what had happened in 2015 with the MPA, that just, you know, blew my mind. I said, yeah, that's it. And then I researched on it, and then I jumped with the MPCA in 2016 in February, and from there I think also what had happened for the last 3 years, I put a lot of weight, and then I said to myself, no, I'm not going to live this way. I'm just going to crush everything, like, you know, just make a transformation, right? Let's just a new lifestyle. So that's where I took the. Actually, I started with a white in October, and then I stopped in January. I was 105, right? So then I got back on track in early this month, and I lost another 4.5 kilo, 4.2 kilo, and now I'm 95.3. So it's just fantastic. I'm gonna keep crushing until I get to the point where I wanted I just transforming everything of the what is not working. I'm just fixing it, finding the way, and just grinding it. That this is, I'm gonna do it, right? So in terms of MPCA, I got now 308 ad packs, which is my I think 180 ad packs been crashed for last time we on board. But I bought new ad packs with my fresh funds.
Yep.
Right, and then my referrals, they also bought it with the fresh funds. So I got a leader commission as well. I used that so I think I nearly finished with the level 1 again, like with 1 Bitcoin. So it's just great. Like so I'm back on track. It's 308 ad pack. Last time we were here, it was 358. So it's not too bad. So, but as soon as I'm getting another Bitcoin from another side from the mining, I'm gonna put it back into the system. So I'm just listening, Gavin. I'm just putting as from this weekend onwards, I'm start going to pulling my money out from the system and then putting back again. So yeah, that's it. I try to do my introduction as quick as possible, because I don't think I get into details last fall. So I thought I'd just quickly explain that who I am actually. So guys, I'm driving taxi. I'm loving it. It's just great. You know what I mean? It's just beautiful. And and some of the Snapchat I sent to my wife on Saturday night, she said, "What do? You have a fantastic time with a stranger. We play Biggie Small 2-pack, and we just having a blaring it like an Eminem, having a fantastic time." Back to you, Gavin.
That's awesome. That's awesome, Bursha. I mean, and you got a network of people too, man. Like taxi drivers, and they're all looking for ways to make more money,
That's it.
But yeah, no, it's good to hear your story, because people don't know that stuff. I certainly didn't know. So fantastic. So for those I'll do my introduction quicker, but it's all good. Yeah, for those that don't know me, my name's NG Gavin. I've been doing online marketing for probably a decade. I failed at everything. Pretty much done everything. MLM, I miserably failed at that. Kept on trying to make it work. It just didn't work for me. Did a lot of paid advertising, ClickBank, Amazon, AdSense, and I finally got to Revshares, and that's like really where I sort of carved out a niche for myself, and that's where I really started to see some success. I left Australia in April 2007, at April the 7th. 2016, and I've been here for a year now. Last year was really sort of where I sort of did most of the work, as in worked really hard to get to where I was in MPA. I started withdrawing out $200 a day on the 5th of January, and ever since then, and in MPCA, not long after that, I think I maxed that out in late February, early March. So ever since then, it's been a fairy tale, and it's only the last, I would say, probably the last 4 months is really when it, things just spiral out of control. Like literally, it does. It's you grind for so long, and then, you think that nothing's going to happen. Then all of a sudden, it's like a tap, like a switch, boom, and then it's just crazy. It absolutely goes nuts, and it's kind of like they say when it rains, it pours, and it's exactly what happens. But it's all those times when you were consistent in the past that you thought that you were about to give up, but you still pursued more, and you just kept going and going and going. All that, someday, one day, that hard work is going to pay off. Everyone watching this webinar, one day it's going to, if you consistently say to yourself 100% that, and if you don't do it, you're only cheating yourself, right? You're only cheating yourself. But if you put in 110% and you do it long enough, it's like, I can do it. But, you know what I mean? I'm no different. I'm just same as people have come previous to me, before me. I just did what they did. Like, it worked for them. It'll work for me. It worked for me, and it'll work for you. But you got to put in the effort, right? So, but until you get to that point, I mean, Tommy knows, Ralph knows, it's an awesome feeling. And you look back, and it's like 15-inch screen, 21-inch screen. You throw the 15-inch, and you never look back. You never look back. So that's enough about me. We'll just quickly do the stats. We've got some mosquitoes and that flying around. MPCA, I mean, it's you know, we're going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin in a second, but 85,000 members. It's just gone absolutely nuts. Uday Nara has paid out $13,482, 482 Bitcoin, and this business has just absolutely exploded. But that's just the beginning, right? Let me just switch my screen. So now, you know, MPA, most of you are probably an MPA. You got MPCA, which I think MPCA is the younger brother, but the bigger brother because of Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about that in a second. And then we got this new product platform. We don't even know what it is, but I'm sure it's going to blow everything away. It's just another opportunity. It's going to be nuts. But anyway, let's get back to the panel and me stop talking about stuff, because we want to hear about from the panel. Okay. Obviously, the big talk this week has been about Bitcoin. Bitcoin has exploded, 1,300, high 1,300s, 1,400, whatever. Now, what that means to MPCA, it means like getting a pay rise every day. I mean, but I'll let everyone have their own opinion on what that means, and then hopefully you can understand what this means for you. Because if you're not sure what true Bitcoin in, true Bitcoin out means, so Grandpa, we might just go to you. I mean, what's your take on the new Bitcoin going up, or how does that mean? What's that going to mean for you personally in your account?
Well, it aggravated the hell out of me, I'll tell you. My wife has got this little thing on her iPhone, and every time it goes up like $10, it goes ping. And I was trying to eat in this beautiful Japanese restaurant today, and, you know, they're serving all the beautiful dishes, and that phone's going ping, you know, scared everybody around the damn table. Wait to see what you go, oh shit, what's that? I said, that's another $10 of Bitcoin going up. What's Bitcoin? Okay, we'll talk about that with you later. You know, but hey, I don't care if it's dollar, I don't care if it's Japanese yen or whatever currency you guys have got in your own country. There's no way that value of that currency is going to go up. Just no friggin' way. Now, I hold gold, I hold silver. So what? Gold's been flat for the whole friggin' year. Bitcoin has surpassed it in price, right? So all my Japanese team members showed up today, matter of fact, and they're all holding their Zappo card. I got my Zappo card. I got my Zappo card. I'm putting my Bitcoin on my Zappo card. I said, cool. We better get to activate the damn thing first. Show me how to do that. Okay. Bitcoin's awesome, man. It went through the roof. I told my wife, turn that damn ringtone off. Driving me nuts. So that's me, man. I'm loving it. Just totally loving it.
Awesome, Grandpa. And obviously, you know, once obviously that's going to keep on going up and up and up. We don't know where it's going to end at the end of the year. Some experts have said, you know, 2,000, maybe close to 2,000. Some have said close to 3,000. We don't know, but whatever it is, like, it's going to be that value, that Bitcoin, whatever that's worth, it's going to be like, you know, we'll still be pulling out, withdrawing, doing our thing that we do in MPCA, but, you know, that's not going to change. But the value of Bitcoin, that is going to change, and that's what gets me excited. So awesome, Dennis. Now, Pasha, what's your take on the Bitcoin? How does it relate to MPCA or you personally?
Well, to me personally, at the moment, actually, in my account, I've got around 91 ad packs. So I'm closing in on the first level being complete, and I'll have that done in the next few days, because really started to see a difference once you get, like, I mean, I only started small with MPCA, but it's really starting to take off in the last week or two. Even on the first level, you start to see the difference. Instead of buying one ad pack, you're sometimes buying 2 or 3 a day. So But yeah, for me, it's great seeing the price go up to $1,400. I mean, I wasn't out at dinner like Dennis was, so I was fine. But I don't get the little pings. So, but for me, the beauty of it is just like you say, like even though it is the little brother, it's actually technically the big brother, because for anyone who's watching this out there, you know, you got 1 Bitcoin a day, then think of that. And at the moment, $1,400 a day. So the way I look at it is like, okay, MPA is great. Love MPA. It's the foundation. It's solid as a brick house. Okay, but that's $200 a day and more if you get leadership commissions and things, which is cool. But with Bitcoin, even if you were taking out 10% of a bit, or say you were taking out 20% of a Bitcoin every day, and you were able to sustain that, and that's what you're withdrawing every day, that's like, at the moment, that would be what, $280. So 20% of a Bitcoin is more than what you would get out of MPA, and that's only at 20%. You know, that's not taking out the full Bitcoin every day. So, and as you say, the potential is just so big. You know, I've seen the same figures, like $2,000, $3,000. Nobody really knows, of course. But for me, I've been tracking. I mean, I didn't know what, but I heard about Bitcoin, but I didn't really understand it till last year. Started putting a little bit in for, you know, a little bit of research into it. And then obviously with MPCA, when Uday, Nara said, yeah, we've got this, I was like, okay, I have to jump on that. You have to. There is no other choice. But for me, looking at it, I looked on like Coinbase and things, and you know, if you look at the price all time, and you look like from 2009 or 2010 when it was like $10 for a Bitcoin, you can see it going up, and there's little dips where it drops back down, say it goes up to $500, and then it went back down to $400 or $300, but then it shoots back up to $500, $600, and then it hovers there. So I think that's the kind of trend with Bitcoin. I mean, like just now it's at 1,400 now it is today. So I don't think it's really going to go below $1,000 again. I think those days are probably gone, because towards the beginning of the year, New Year, I think it was around $1,000. It went down a little bit again to 900, 8 something, and then it went straight back up. And then once it's gone back up, it kind of, this is what seems to be the recurring pattern, I think, is that, you know, it'll hit $1,000, then it might drop 100 or 200, but then it'll shoot back up to 11 or 12, and it'll hover there for a while. So it goes up, and then it comes. It's like 3 steps forward, 2 steps back, 3 steps. But it's continually progressing. So I can't see it going down. I'm really happy with it. As I said, I'm only in the first level at the moment, which is great. I'm happy. I'm all good. You know, it's going to keep growing. You know, referrals or not, it doesn't matter to me. I'm like, yeah, I'm going to get referrals. Of course, want to share it and tell people and show other people what to do. But yeah, for me, it's just like, you know, it's great and I love it. And I haven't really withdrawn anything yet, because there's no point till I'm at like 300 or more, 400 ad packs, things of that nature. So, yep. But yeah, in terms of Bitcoin, like I can't see it coming down. And even if it did, God forbid it ever came down to like $400 or $300, which I don't think it ever will. If it did, that's still $400 a day. You know, it's, you know, that's the way I look at it. You're not losing. You're never going to lose with this. Whatever you've put in, you're getting Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. So you're always going to win. It doesn't matter. So to me, it's like there's a win-win. There's no risk with this for me. Of course, there's a risk in everything, but I really don't believe there's a risk here. So, yeah. Yeah,
awesome. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Bitcoin in, Bitcoin out. So whether the price fluctuates, it's not going to make a difference to the company. It's not going to make the only time it can really make a difference is when you cash out. Like if you buy Bitcoin at say 1,000, and then some, you know, it goes down to 800, and then, you know, you need the money. But that, you know, you don't do that. Yeah. But so there's no actual risk on the side of it, I guess, in a sense, from the company's side, from the Bitcoin perspective, because it's just they're paying out 20% on what is, you know, going in. Of course, it's not promised or guaranteed, but and especially living in Thailand too. Like I'm living in Thailand, so every time the price of Bitcoin goes up, I'm just licking my chops again, because the price of the cost of living here is already low. It's like, you know, so, you know, I'm able to really, you know, create some wealth for myself, and that's just MPA and MPCA. We're not even talking about CC yet. But Ralph, you be living in Thailand as well. I mean, you're living a decent lifestyle. But obviously, once the price of Bitcoin goes up and up and up, your lifestyle can get a lot more comfortable if you want to.
Yes, definitely. So I was just checking when I started, nearly when MPCA was launched, you can buy one Bitcoin for around $750. Now it's about $1,300, and so it's 80% since then. So what I'm still calculating in the MPCA calculator was $750 one Bitcoin. So when I change it to the actual price value, I can withdraw double the amount nearly. So of course this is quite awesome. But you know, as a banker, I was also taught and educated to look to financial analysis. So, and when I look to Bitcoin, you always have two approaches. You can go from the chart analysis, and when you see the long time chart, it's still an uptrend. There is no concern about that that Bitcoin will drop or go back to 400. If it would go, there's a good opportunity to buy more Bitcoin. But what makes me even more comfortable is when you look about the last 2 or 3 months, when we had the discussion about the ETF decision, about what was going on in China, then the hard fork discussion, and all through this, Bitcoin is even getting stronger. So this makes me really quite comfortable. So I think when it can make, through this times, 80% in 5 months, so I'm not going to predict anything, but I'm pretty sure we will see around 2,000, 2,500 bucks by the end of the year.
Yeah, man, that's awesome, Ralph. You can certainly lean on your skills as a banker for sure to work that analysis stuff. So that's fantastic. I think you and Logan are you guys are the numbers guys. But yeah, what you said about the price of Bitcoin, 80%, like that's, I never thought of it that way. 750 when MPCA started, and now it's at 1,300, 5.5 months later. It's absolutely nuts. I mean, where is it going to be at the end of the year? You know, so you know, you're buying, the best time to start is now. Like, don't delay, because you're going to be buying Bitcoin at 1330 or 1360 or whatever it is right now. But then, you know, in 8 months' time, when the price of Bitcoin goes up, you're going to get paid out at the current rate of, like, you're still going to get paid out the same Bitcoin, but what it's worth at the current rate, X time X 20, right? 20%. So it's just crazy. But I read somewhere on a video, I watched a video, and this guy was, I don't know his name, but he's one of the leading financial advisors of gold and silver, and now he's talking about Bitcoin, and he said Bitcoin is going to surpass in 2019 the price of Bitcoin, and the way it increases. Again, this is just his analysis on it. It's going to outdo gold. Silver's going to outdo gold. So it's going to be, basically, it's going to be gold coming last, silver coming second, and Bitcoin will trump both of those natural resources. So very exciting times. Wherever it ends, like Pasha said, even if it's still $1,000, this is still $1,000 a day times 30. That's 30,000 a month, guys. So yeah, I'm just excited because I can see where it's going to be at the end of the year. And guys, the reason why I'm saying this, because I've already maxed out MPCA. Okay, I know where I'm at, like financially where I'm at with MPCA, but that's not what I'm excited about. Where we're going to be in, what, 8 months time? You guys build your accounts. Where we're going to be in 8 months time when Bitcoin's at, well, I don't know, 2,000. Do the maths, okay? Do the maths. So you need to get back with the person that's showing you this and find out about Bitcoin. Get your feet wet. Buy $10 worth of Bitcoin. Buy an ad pack. Well, if you buy it now, it's probably going to be $13. But if you wait till the end of the year, you're going to be probably paying $25. So just get your feet wet. Learn about the ins and outs of it. And when you get more confident, this could be a vehicle to get you where you want to go. So let's move on. Tommy. Now, Tommy's in a unique position too, because he's sort of, you're you pretty much, you could probably say you maxed that MPA, and you're attacking pretty much MPCA now. I mean, you got about, how many ad packs you got in MPCA? About 300 or so?
I got about 2 and change, like 220.
Okay. Yep.
In MPCA. When I first bought Bitcoin, it was at 700 6 months ago. So fast forward today is nearly double that at 1400. And I said to myself, damn, why didn't I buy more? Why didn't I join MPCA? And, you know, 6 months from now, it could even double that. It could be 2,800 at a Bitcoin. So the question is, when should I start? You know, the answer is start right away. Don't wait till the last minute, you know, until the stuff skyrockets. So it's yeah, so hopefully once I make the move to you know, to Thailand or somewhere cheaper, I could really enjoy the benefits of Bitcoin. I could really enjoy that, you know, the currency going up. I look at Bitcoin as a digital prime real estate, and it keeps going up, and you know, you don't have to worry about it. It just keeps going up. So and the best thing about it is I have MPA paying me out $200 a day for me to pay for the Bitcoin, and for me to put that back in MPCA. So I'm just building, you know, and just keep building.
Yeah, man. One thing I found though with Bitcoin is when you flick it over to, I don't know what card you're going to use when you come to Thailand, but I use XAPO or Zappo, what they call it. And there was one time that I flicked some Bitcoin straight to my Zappo account. Just goes to my default wallet address in Zappo. Then you can go down to the ATM machine and pull the money out. So that's what I did, and I pulled out like 20,000 baht, which is, I don't know, 500, 600 USD. And then what I did was I went back, and then the next day I checked the actual price. And if I would have waited a day, I would have got maybe 2,000 to 3,000 extra baht just from the fluctuation in Bitcoin. And our rent here in Chiang Mai, we pay 2,300 for the rent for the month, which is about 100 USD for the month. That's our rent, right? So, you know, just the fluctuation in the Bitcoin would have saved me the rent. I mean, it's just those little things, but you're going to experience that stuff too. And as Bitcoin just keeps on going up, one of the big reasons why I moved to Thailand is to lower your expenses, right? So you're lowering all your outgoings. So Passion, you know about this business before, and so do you, Bursha. You're lowering your outgoings or your spending, and you're trying to make more your profit, right? And that's what it's about. So living here just in Thailand is something that you can achieve that, and you can then use your earnings to put into other passive incomes like property or gold or silver, whatever, and that's going to even make you more money. So just moving to Thailand is just a move to create wealth, but you need the cash flow, right? In business, it's all about cash flow, and how we roll here is with MPCA. You know, that's what we do, MPCA. So Bursha, mate, we might go to you. What is Bitcoin? I mean, you know a lot about Bitcoin. You probably know maybe more about me with Bitcoin. You've been following the stuff. I've seen your videos. What's your take on Bitcoin, where it could be, or how does it relate to you in MPCA? Yeah.
The first thing I want to say, you know what? How you said that you're living in Thailand, and the first time when I started watching your videos, right? I was talking to my wife. He's a smart man. He knew what he was doing, because in Aussie, like, you know, living in there and living in there is a huge difference when it comes to the paying in rent and food and this and that, right? I said even he's making a lot of money there, right? But he's very smart in sense that he knows exactly what he's doing, and you said it right now, that why you've been in Thailand, right? Which makes sense, which makes perfect sense, right? Because less you have the outgoings and you're making more money. It doesn't matter which currency, and of course, if it's a Bitcoin, it's fantastic, right? The one thing, guys, I forgot to tell you that I had a little awakening last year. I think in July that I'm not going to work for anybody. I think even before, somewhere along May or June, right? So since then, I decided I don't care that I have to clean toilet or sweep or whatever I have to do, but I will not work for anybody. But I just create my own. Since then, I'm just looking for different avenues to get on, and this is online, and I never even thought about it. I'll be on getting on YouTube. Like, this is just a, and why I'm saying that, a lot of people are there. They might be thinking about it. It's too hard to get on YouTube. It's too hard to talk to people and this and that, right? I always, had like I have no problem with the talking to anybody out there, but it's always had that, I'm not gonna do this. Like, even I don't even know that I'm gonna online, but I always think that this is just marketing or this and that. This is nothing for me, right? But I realized that this is for me. Like, I'm a person who love talking on the camera, who love talking to the people, right? So it's just, if anybody thinking out there that it's too hard, nothing is too hard, guys. Like, I never even, like, I have no idea I'll be on YouTube, right? I'm making videos every day. And plus, Facebook, I never thought about I'll be online, things like that. I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. It might be a little bit time constraint. Sometimes I can't come on, but apart from that, I just love it, absolutely love it. It's just totally out of my comfort zone. I'm saying it very loud and clear. But I think this is where I was talking about before, that if you want to grow, you have to come out. I think I lost money in business. That's fantastic thing ever happened to me, because I start thinking outside the teaching arena. I love teaching, absolutely adore teaching. But it's just new skills, having like marketing, like watching videos for hours. And then how I did it in while I was driving taxi, I was playing videos in between to get, and I had my notebook with me, noting down, like I'm saying it, guys, you might be thinking, how can I do it? Like, this is how you do it. Like, there's no other way to doing it. Like, and it's a hard job to do it. I'm not saying it's easy, and I'm losing weight on the same time as well. It's a difficult task, but once you put your mind into it, and you gotta do the transformation, and then it will happen. But it will just take a lot of work. And Gavin always say it takes a lot of work, and it's happening, guys. Right? So if you are there thinking about it, you want to do it, just get on board. Don't think about it. If you want to lose weight, just put the shoes on. Do anything. Don't need to join the gym or anything. Just do anything. Just run, right? And make the plan. After, once your body is moving, your chemicals in your body is just, it's a fresh, everything is fantastic, right? So let's come back to Bitcoin, right? Every time, guys, you think about Bitcoin, think about Bursha, right? Bursha is uncontrolled, Bitcoin is uncontrolled, both at the same time, right? The thing is, every time Bitcoin goes down, think about it, it's getting stronger. Everything somebody goes down, it's they're learning new skills, they're making them strong, right? And then they're coming back with the full pressure, and then crushing the things out there. That's what Bitcoin is doing at the moment, right? In terms of Gavin, like Bitcoin, I think same thing with you guys. Like I bought it probably 750, 800 USD. I think 5 or 6 Bitcoins right back then, right? And I'm loving it. But I'm not cashing up or anything like that. I'm just and I always said it. I'm not going to take any money until I smash it up, MPCA, right? So it's fantastic move. And I was watching to Alex 14. He's a investor in the cryptocurrencies, and then he was saying there are users. It becomes from 3 million to 6 million at least. They're using the Bitcoin, and I think it's all about how many corporations and people are start using a Bitcoin, and what's the technology coming in the background, right? That is all matters in terms of Bitcoin, that the price going higher. A lot of people don't understand. They said, oh, the fiat currency being backed by gold. I always say to them, it's not. In 1971, and I think it's Nick, I forget his name, the America's president, he took it off, like, the back of the gold with the, and I think in 2003, all the countries, no country is backing up with the gold with the fiat currency, right? So guys, just take that thing out of your mind, right? In terms of Bitcoin, like, it's a lot of people just Bitcoin, they think just it's a money, right? Yeah, it's just a one. The quality of the Bitcoin is money, but we've got a technology behind it. That's the driving force behind it. If you don't know much about it, guys, just go and search Andreas Antonopoulos. Like, if you really want to technically go into details that how that works under the hood, that guy will explain you, right? Because I'm not gonna go into details, and and that's where people need to understand that just don't look at the price, look at the what Bitcoin can do, what are the changes it can bring to the society. Like, it's just gonna think about it deeply in that sense, right? This is what's been happening, right, in the space. There's a lot of things happening in terms of Ethereum and Bitcoin. So yeah, that's my take on it. And in terms of taking Bitcoin out, I'm not gonna, like a MPCA. Only way I'm going to take him from this week onwards to take the Bitcoin out and bring it back in straight away to increase my withdrawal limit. But apart from that, I'm not playing with my Bitcoin. I'm just keeping an MPC and growing it, and then grind it until I get to the point where I'll be full time with NG Gavin, crushing the online market, right? So yeah. But on the same time, guys, I've been consultant with the teaching arena, like building up the RTOs, like colleges. But mainly, I run my family on taxi. And then I'm building my online business, making YouTube videos, and then just learning along the way. Don't know 100%, everything. And then even today, I sent to Gavin, one of my team member, he bloody, he put a sponsor admin there, right? And he said to me, I bought airbags. I said, I didn't get that commission, man. What's going on, right? So either we're gonna delete the account, or we just talking to the admin. We send the sport. I think my friend send the sport ticket. So see what happened, right? And yeah, guys, don't worry about it. Go and buy Bitcoin, and don't think about it. It's a stronger thing out there. The only thing holding you back is you don't know. Even I listened to Angie Gavin today, this morning. It's all about it. You don't know. Once you know it. And then also Gavin, you're talking about the filters. I love that, right? You're talking about the filters, right? Because you have so much filter in your brain that don't let you think that, what technology can do. Like, think about internet 1992 and think about internet today. This is what happening in terms of the cryptocurrency. Exactly the same thing, but in a secured manner. That's like all Andrews say. It's a Bitcoin, or the blockchain is saying fancy way of saying internet, right? That it's like a secured manner you can do that. It's the same thing, but it's just revolutionizing everything, guys. If you don't know, go and research and read. And that's what Gavin said. Go and read, right? And then you find out how phenomenal this thing is, right? I'd say, Gavin, back to you, mate.
Absolutely. Yeah, mate. We're just seeing some comments on YouTube. Bobby says, "Crazy man." He loves you. And then there's Bobby Howard, and then there's another one. Pedro's like, "Oh, the crazy Bitcoin man." So you're gaining a reputation, mate, out there for good reasons and not so good reasons, but they all know you, mate, and that's the main thing.
Crazy.
That's it, the crazy Bitcoin man. So guys, we're gonna wrap it up. It's been a good session. You know, we're always learning about new stuff every time, and that's what it's about. That's what it's about. So, mate, we're gonna close it out. Crazy man, we're not gonna finish with you because you could be talking for another 20 more minutes, a half an hour about Bitcoin. So we'll start with you. Do you have any closing thoughts, my man?
Yeah, 100%. Like, always have the thoughts, right? Guys, like, all I'm going to say to you, if you decided you wanted to come, like, if you're watching it, it means you're thinking about it. So that, take the filters out. Like, I'm going to take yours and you got to take the filters out and just do it, right? If you're thinking you will lose, or, you might lose, right, and this and that, don't do it. Just don't do it, right? Because any business, whether it's offline or whether it's online, that's just for sure. It's always a risk behind it. Always had it, right? I lost the money. Pasha lost the money. Like, even Grandpa lost the money. Gavin lost the money, right? I lost it big time as well, right? So that's, nothing is guaranteed. But in same thing with the online business. But you need to understand the model behind it. You need to understand the concept behind it. You need to understand who's the owner behind it. Why is that MPCA or MPA? Because Uday Nara, right? So how he stood his ground in 2015, what his thoughts are. If you don't know, go and listen to him in MPA. He did a lot of webinar in MPA, and then listen to his talks, listen to his thinking, what's going on is in mind, right? And then once you decided, as my man Tommy was saying, 100% in, just go and crush it. Just go and crush it. Don't even think about anything. Just like, just go 100%, right? And I understand that a lot of people think, it's they want to do part-time. This is fantastic. Like, they just don't want to come on board for part-time, but I still encourage you, like, try to understand the system. And I do it every day. I do it myself as well. I'll ask Kathy Broom, I'll ask NG Gavin, right? I watch videos. Before even I ask, I watch videos is that information available on that particular topic, right? So that's all you gotta do. If you don't know, simple as that. Go and read. And then we have the technology with us. It's not only the books anymore. We got videos, like, you search on Google, you go on YouTube and just find it. And, until you grind in your brain, once it's all in there, once you certify, the one thing you need to understand, that you need to be 100% sure that, not with the filters, but, without the filters, that if you don't know, just go and find out what it is and just take it on the board and just jump into it and just crush it. It doesn't matter what it is. And that's from my end, and yes, from the thoughts from the crazy man.
Yeah, thanks, Bursha. We also found out that I think your sponsor, the person that you were talking about earlier, they sent the support changed to you. Okay, so get in touch with your sponsor, mate. So all good. So that worked. All right, so let's go to Ralph, mate. Do you have any closing thoughts?
Yes, what else can we say after this crazy man talk? I love it. That's so great. The enthusiasm and the passion behind it, that's great. Cool. So yeah, final thoughts. We are close to a new all-time high in Bitcoin right now. So that's one thing. But the other thing is, you have two options. You can, if you're not part of this, you can still be outside. Then you will not lose, but you also will not win. And when you come now and join us, or join Bitcoin, or join MPCA, maybe Bitcoin will drop, but one thing I want to give you as a thought: if you do what we all talk about, not spend money you cannot afford, not make some put in some loans or borrow money from friends or whatever, please only spend money you can afford, because it's a business, it's risky, and there is, even if there's a small chance, there is a chance of losing the money. So don't do this. But if you have some money you can afford, go with it, and then there is no need to sell Bitcoin when the price is dropping. Okay? We're talking about a program which is hopefully lasting till the end of our lives, but maybe 3, 4, 5 years. So there is no worry about price value changing or dropping of the value of Bitcoin. If you stay in the program and you have this long-term vision, go for it. Now there is no time to hesitate anymore.
Fantastic, Ralph. I can't see you, but I'll watch the replay. Thanks for your thoughts, Ralph. That's awesome. Okay, Tommy, mate, we're going to go to you. What are your closing thoughts, man? You have any closing thoughts?
Pretty much, you know, like Bursha was saying, you got to be in 100%. You know, either you're on the court or you're off the court. You know, either you're in the game or you're just warming up the bench for me. So at the end of the day, right now, it's about 9 o'clock in the morning. A lot of people are doing the day job. You know, me, after this is done, I'm going back to sleep. So the only time I'm fired up, getting up in the morning, is to come to this weekly webinar, this hangout, and pretty much what it is. So, you know, get started right away. Don't think about it and just do it. Yeah,
Tommy, you're a man of actions, because your accounts are starting to reflect that, man, and that's awesome. But yeah, exactly what you said. If you know, and I think Michael Jordan said this. You miss 100% of the shots that you don't make, and you'll miss 100% of them sitting on the sideline. You'll never score, whether that's, you know, a free throw, whether that's a fadeaway, Jay, whether that's a 3-point, whether that's from the half court, whatever. You'll miss 100% of those shots if you're sitting on the sideline. You'll never ever shoot the ball, score. So that's something to think about, right? Something to think about, because the way that it's going with Bitcoin and new technologies, and I feel that blockchain technology right now, Bitcoin is king. It's going to change the world. I mean, you know, fiat currency is going to be like, we're not going to be, what's that? It's like, you know, your grandkids are going to be looking at it and going, ha, 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 what's that? That's paper money. Like, that's dinosaur era. You know, it's all going to be digital. You know, that's what I reckon it's going to be in the future. But now, Tommy, you have a you guys are hitting it up with MPCA USA. Now, can you just tell us a little bit about that, if for those that are from the US that want to tune into you?
Yeah, we started our USA webinar, our hangout. We're supposed to do it every week. It's kind of hard getting everybody's schedule. Some people have, you know, they're available 8 o'clock in the morning, and then some of them are available 8 o'clock at night, and then it's really hard. But I'm definitely gonna be doing a Keithy Broom's webinar tonight, 7 p.m. If anybody's interested in jumping on Keithy Broom's USA webinar, is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Definitely hit them up, and then so once I go to sleep, I wake up, and then I'm gonna get ready for that webinar. So I'm pretty much pumped about this stuff.
Yeah. Just got in contact with Tommy for those that are wanting to get on that webinar. This is what I'm talking about, guys. If you want the maximum amount of exposure with I would say the minimum amount of work, get on webinars, do your own webinars, because exposure is massive, right? And it's like, yeah, you can do videos as well, which we all do. I do both. I do everything. I don't stop. But yeah, definitely, you know, for the high value activities, you want to be doing webinars, or even this. You might even want to do your own offline event. You get to that point where you start, you know, we're talking, you're putting your own offline event together, and you get, I don't know, 300, 600 people, or maybe 400 people into a room, and you pitch them MPCA. Think about that as a high-value exercise or a high-value activity. I mean, where are those people going to go? They're going to go in your downline, okay? So just think about that. Anyway, so focus on those high value activities. Very, very important, because you only got 24 hours in the day, and you can sleep less, but you still, it's about working smarter, right? It's work hard as well, working smarter. So thanks, Tommy. Mate, we're going to go to you, Pasha. We're going to go to you, man. What do you, if anyone's in the UK that's thinking about MPCA, get in touch with Pasha. Mate, do you have any closing thoughts at all?
Just get started.
Join you, get your link. Ask for your link.
Right here.
If you're in the UK, join, ring him up, get in touch with Pasha now, and join up.
Limited time only. All stocks, while stocks last, yeah. No, but yeah, seriously, yeah, I mean, it's like Ralph was talking about, there is a risk and everything, and that's up to you to weigh that up, like you have to look into that and say, what can I afford? I mean, and I've heard it countless times from you, Gavin, like, don't throw your rent money in, don't throw your bills money, don't be stupid, okay? Like, just take it easy. If you're going to start, and if you need to start, don't try and throw, if you can afford $10,000, then cool, yeah, great. But I mean, if you've only got $100 or $50 to start off to get you started, that's a great time to start now, because the price of the Bitcoin is going up all the time, so like that's a great time to start. And if you can only start with a little amount and just build it slowly, then do it. And another thing as well, if you have like some time, only like 1 hour a day, then free. You're working a full-time job, and you only have like 1 hour. You've got kids, you're married, wife or husband, whatever, and you don't have time. You spend half an hour, 1 hour a day, and you fill that. You fill it as much as possible, and you learn as much as you can, and just get out there, put yourself at your comfort zone, post your screenshots of your results, and telling people what you learned, all this. Just keep doing that, and then build up to doing videos, YouTube, and I started doing Facebook Lives, and I'm getting more consistent, doing more, and I'm having great success with it. I'm enjoying it, and doing that is it totally, like Bursha was saying as well, just gets you out of your comfort zone. And I think it was Lutoya said a couple of weeks ago, they were saying there's no room for a shy marketer. Like you need to push, you need to get yourself out there to be seen. And yeah, just keep pushing out the comfort zone, because that's where everything lies. You hear it all the time, and people probably think, oh, it's a cliche, whatever, but it actually is. Once you get past out of your comfort zone, that's where all the results, they all lie outside of this bubble that you're in, and yeah, just like Bursha was saying as well, you just got to keep pushing and keep learning, and doing YouTube videos and Facebook Lives and posts, and just showing what you're doing with your life and what you learned. So that's my advice to anybody, is like, just go and learn a little bit more about Bitcoin, if you don't understand it. But yeah, just focus, even if it's 1 hour, just focus on what you can do in 1 hour. And if you get started with the business, then that's great. And then just focus on pushing that, and like using your skills yourself to to go even further. Yeah, I think that's all I can say, really. So okay.
And if anyone's in the UK, again, you need to just sign up with Pasha. He's in the UK. All you people in the UK,
yeah,
everyone in the UK, MPCA, you're all going to Pasha right now.
Yeah, okay. I'll look after all you guys. I will look after everybody. You will get unlimited. Thank you, Gavin. Yes, thank you. I want every single person, millions of people in the UK, sign up below.
Awesome, Pasha. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I can't remember what I was going to say now.
Gavin,
what you're saying about what you said about the confidence thing, right? And you're shy. Like when I first started doing videos, like I was very shy, and I was like, but I learned through doing, right? If you want to learn, do it. Just do it, and you're going to learn from that experience. Yeah. And then you just keep on doing and doing. You get better and better and better at it. But I saw a comment on Facebook about one guy, and he said, "I'm not that confident." But the thing is, confidence is it's like a roller coaster, right? Roller coaster, and it goes up and down, up and down. Obviously, we have our bad days. We don't feel confident when I feel down when I'm just like, oh damn, I only made 1 Bitcoin, or or 1.5 Bitcoin today. You know, I feel down, right? But the thing is, once you get that confidence, and once you wake up in the morning and you're just high, you know, you don't need to inject anything in your arm to get high. You just get high because of you left your job and you're like living the dream of what you want to do. You're in full control of your life. So that's where you gain confidence, and then from doing things over and over again, so you get confidence. Then you start to see material things. You start seeing, you know, income, all the things that that you're shown to do. They're starting to happen for you, and it's taken some time and it's taken a lot of work. But 8, 9, 10 months down the track, 12 months down the track, it's just all starting to come together for you. And then when you do your videos, your live streams or hangouts, you automatically, it's flowing through your veins. You have the energy and you wake up and you're just pumped. And it's not like as if something that you have to manufacture, because it's like you have it right there. You open up your bank account and the money's there. It's like, damn. So you get pumped up about that, and then that's what feeds everything that you do, and it's like goes right through you. So it takes time, but if you learn from doing, everything's going to come together. But like you said, you gotta put in the hard yards. Fantastic to have you again on, Pasha. Thanks for jumping on. So we're going to close with Dennis, the man. Was it the man from Dennis from Japan, the land of the rising sun? I know you're a man of few words lately, because I reckon you're just learning off the Jungians, right? But you know what? Do you have any closing thoughts?
Well, yeah, you know, you led right into it. You know, my closing thought is this: it's two different kind of generations, right? My oldest son is 46. My youngest son is 40. I've got a 16-year-old grandson and a 14-year-old granddaughter and a 5-year-old granddaughter. But I got to tell you, I don't know if your fathers who are on this panel right now, I don't know if your fathers have ever, you know, acknowledged the good stuff that you're really doing here online. Maybe they don't really say it, but they're going to be darn glad that you're doing what you're doing, okay? Because they're not going to have to worry about your future, okay? Everybody that's my age worries about their kids, you know, how are they going to do, you know? They know the economy is not going to be able to support your lifestyle, okay? So what you're doing is, whether the father speaks it out or not, they're proud of what you're doing. And if there's people watching that's my age, I would like to encourage you to start learning from these youngins, okay? And get online, learn, like Bursha says, it's not that hard to pick it up, you know, and how to get going with it. So I think the young people should encourage the older ones, like their parents or their aunts or their uncles, you know, do a little research, do a little study, get involved here. And then people my age, I certainly think we should verbalize more how proud we are of the people that are like on this panel. Their ages, they're out there, they're doing it, you know, they're benefiting society, they're benefiting their families, and you know, they're doing it with Bitcoin. And I think it's the best darn thing that can happen.
Thanks, Grandpa. And yeah, speaking about learning from other people, you know, there's a lot of things to learn from the Jungians, definitely. But there's a lot of things too that, you know, you personally know, that from your experience. And just to close this webinar, one thing that, you know, I watched this video today. I saw a link on my news feed from Paul Durant. He's part of the Dream Team. So Paul, if you ever thinking about coming on this webinar, mate, I encourage you to jump on. Anyway, I looked at his news feed and he had this video of Gary Vee, right? And I watched it and it was just like, this just hits home. And it must have been at a Gary Vee event. And the lady was like, Grandpa, you shared this as well. Go and have a look. It's on my wall. Go have a look at it. And this lady was talking to Gary Vaynerchuk in person. She's like, oh, you know, she's impatient. She wants success now. And Gary Vee just said, like, you know, you just got to suck it up. You just got to be patient, you know. And that was the issue, right? That was the issue. She wanted it now, but he has to his comparison was like, it's a bit like you got this energy. It's got a balance. It's got to be a balance. You got this enthusiasm of where you want to go, all your goals and dreams, but then you got to balance it out with patience, because this won't happen unless you have patience. And I looked at that video. I'm just like, this is what people need to see. They need to learn that it takes time for everything to happen. Without patience, nothing will happen. You have to go through the trials and tribulations. But once you do it, and it comes to you, you're gonna honestly, you're gonna be like, is that all? Is that it? Are we done yet? I mean, honestly, but honestly, it's so empowering. It's awesome. So that's what we're doing here. When you join the Dream Team, you're going to get access to a bunch of trainings, but you're also going to get so much more value from just coming on these webinars, learning from each other, and you're going to wake up in the morning and then go, damn, I learned something new today in my business, and I move forward. And as you keep on putting that content out, social proof and everything, people are going to see you as a leader. And guess what? They're not going to join someone that's like, oh, doesn't do videos and stuff. They're going to join someone that they see their face all the time, like Pasha from the UK. They see Ralph, they see Tommy, Bursha, and they see Grandpa, right? They're not going to join, they're going to join the people that are right there doing it week in, week out, because they know they can count on them. And that's why we put these things together. So, with that said, just thanks everyone for watching. Get back to the person that showed you this webinar. No, you can't. No, go ahead, mate.
I just want to, because I took Pasha's word, what he was saying about, if you have, because I relate straight away. He said, if you're working full time, you have kids, you have a wife. I do, man. I do. If anybody look for example, I do. I work in cab. I do 6 in the evening till 6 in the morning, right? And then I come home before my daughter gets up. I upload my YouTube video in the morning. If you're not sure, go and check my YouTube channel or my Facebook page. I do it every single day, right? It's hard. It is hard. It's not easy. I'm not gonna say it's easy. And then the another thing is Gavin, you were talking about Gary Vaynerchuk. He's there. He said, you gotta put the hard yard in there. You gotta work on it. You can't just say, I want it. It has to happen the way it has to be happened, right? So anybody thinking they got a kids, they got a wife, they got a full-time job, and they are into that, don't worry about it. Take the action. That it matters. Just take the action and just throw yourself out there and just do it. Don't think. Once you think, that's it. You got filters in there. That's it. You got to just take action and just crush it. That's it. Good night to everybody from Australia, guys.
That's it. We're done. I'm not going to say any more because Bursha just said the outro. So with that said, guys, thanks everyone for watching. Can everyone just do like a wave or before we go? All right, guys. Catch you guys later.
Bye-bye.
See you guys.